Hey everybody, welcome back, or if you're new here, welcome in. Today I'm going to be talking about my first impressions of the Animula Nook game. It is currently in alpha, and I do have access to the alpha. We did just do our first stream of the game last night, about a few hours ago, and I wanted just to go over my first impressions of everything. So let's just get right into it. So starting off, I'm going to be talking about character customization. If you're like me, this is one of my favorite things when it comes to any sort of game is creating your character. Currently in Animula Nook, the customer characterization is pretty simple at the moment, but I do think that there is a decent amount of options that we can work with. You can choose from 8 different skin tones, there's 8 hairstyles, and about 10 different hair colors. It's not super in depth, but you can definitely make a cute character with these options. For the eyes, we have 5 different eye shapes, and there are 8 pupil styles. So, which is really nice for variety. The only downside at the moment is that you're not able to change the color of the pupils. So, whatever color is tied to that pupil is the color that you're kind of stuck with at the moment. So, I'm hoping in a final version we will be able to change the colors based off of the pupils that we have. For example, if you want the button eyes, right now they're blue, so you're not going to be able to change them to any other color. You're currently stuck with the blue. But I am hoping that they do add other color options later on down the road for us to choose from. We do have the same situation for the eyebrows and the makeup. So there are 8 options for each, which I do really like having the different options. But again, we're not able to currently customize the different colors. And then for the makeup, we're not able to currently change the opacity on it. So some of them are really dark, like the dark underbags. So they do come up very dark, and we're not able to give it a different hue, a pink or whichever. So that's just something I would like to see in the final version. But for right now, I do think that this is a really great base start, and I do like the different options that we have. For just moving around, you're just going to use your WASD keys, and then also jumping with the space bar. So everything seems to be normal. I mean, she doesn't go straight on the ground, but I'm sure that that will be fixed since this is alpha, as I mentioned. So I'm assuming that this will be fixed, and everything else still feels kind of nice. Moving around the camera, I'm just moving my mouse up and down, side to side. You do get a skateboard really early on in the game. So instead of sprinting, you'll just use the skateboard, which I actually really like. I think she looks really cute. We don't have any special customizations for the skateboard at the moment. Hopefully in the future, that will be something that they'll add in. So maybe different skateboard colors or something like that we'll be able to, or maybe some other items instead of a skateboard. Maybe we'll have like a scooter, rollerblades, a bike, stuff like that. I would really like to see later on in the game. We also really early in the game get ourselves our little companion, which is a Wupa. Unfortunately, we don't actually get to see the Wupa much in the actual gameplay after you're done doing the tutorial, other than when you're gliding. So your Wupa is your cat here that you get to choose. I did pick this pink one. He is this fuzzy little cat. Mine has a little heart on its butt, and you use it as your glider. So that's basically your Wupa there. I do think the Whoopas need a little bit of work on the fuzziness, but they are really cute. I like the idea of having your little fuzzy cat companion being your glider. I really like that. I would also like to have a way of maybe having Wupa around a bit more in the game. So maybe like at your home, Wupa can be hanging out, or maybe even adding like, I don't know, clothing on your Wupa, I think would be really cool to like customize them a bit more. I do think having a more interactable Wupa would be really cool, because they are supposed to be kind of like your companion. It's like your cat, right? So yeah, I would like to see that, but I do think it's really cute. We do have a bunch of different colors that you get to choose from, but I have noticed you're not able to like change it afterwards. So the one that you choose is the one that you're going to be keeping. So make sure that when you choose, it is one that you like. For the menu, they are using a phone. So this is where you level up. So this is I'm level 29 at the moment. And as you level up, you get some cool rewards, like this is ear accessories. You get ammo for your deformation gun. You also get XP for the different skills. And I'll go over skills in just a moment. And then, yeah, so every time you level up, you just get a bunch of rewards. I was actually pretty shocked about how far you can actually level your character in the alpha. So it actually goes up to level 70, which I was really not expecting. So that is pretty cool. You get a bunch of different things. Sometimes you get furniture as well. So this is like chest decor, cabinets, large decor, and stuff like that. To level up, you're going to need emoji. An emoji you get basically by doing almost everything in the game. So one of the main ways is by doing, as every cozy game, you have quests. So some quests will give you emojis, some quests will give you mini coins. Mini coins are just the basic currency in the game, so it's kind of like gold, like regular gold, or like Mora if you play Genshin Impact, or any type of like regular currency in any cozy game. You can get it by doing quests, by selling items, and so on, and then you use it in the shop to get furniture and clothing items, which I thought was pretty cool. We do also have dailies as well. I did do my dailies for the day, but there are 5 dailies. They are pretty easy to complete. Super easy things like picking up some petals, or playing a mini game, or collecting spider webs, like super easy things like that you can get done within just like a couple of moments. So I really didn't mind them. Just like basic stuff here. My next one is just leveling up to level 30. So what's really cool here, we actually get some weekly rewards. So as you do your dailies, you're going to get these little guys here that's called Starside credits. And you get a decent amount every single day. So I've only done it for 2 days and I've already collected 200. So, and then as you get these Starside credits, you'll get these things called Crackies. And Crackies are kind of like a card gotcha, but it's not with like real money. It's just like with in-game weekly reward Starside credits. And the Crackies are just like collecting cards, basically. So each time you get a Crackie, you will open it up. It's going to be a different type of playing card, and you're trying to collect them. You can also exchange them with people, and as you collect them, you will get different furniture or pieces, which is really cool. So these are where the Crackies are located. I think this is a really cute idea for the game. So as you get more Crackies, so right here I have 30% filled. So I already have 3 of them, it looks like, out of all of them here. And then when I get all of these, I get these rewards like curtains, a bed, and then you also get the blueprints to make the curtain and bed as well. And then once you collect all of them, you actually will get this here, which is a French dessert residence, which is pretty cool. So you get all of these items as well, and you get to put it on your homestead. And it looks like it does end. So it says time of 42 days. So it looks like something that will, if you've ever played Monopoly Go, it kind of reminds me of their system that they have with their cards. If anybody has ever played that, it kind of reminds me of that, but you actually get more rewards, it looks like, as you collect them, which is pretty cool. And then you also get rewards here. So mini card progress. So I've already collected, I guess, 10 cards, and I got this unicorn timer along with the blueprint, and I also got this wall mount along with the blueprint. So there's also outfits. So this is where you can swap your outfit, of course. This is where all your outfits are if you want to change your outfit really fast. And then next we have our life skills. So these are kind of like hobbies. So currently we only have construction, planting, cooking, dance, and performance. So there may be more that get added later on. But in the alpha, this is all that we currently have. And what's really cool with these hobbies is how you level them up. So as you level up in the game, you're going to get XP coins. So for example, we're in construction here, and then the construction, you get construction XP. And these are the little coins that you can use to unlock nodes in this tree, and you get items. So for example, you can unlock the Wupa Scholar Blueprint Pack. This will give you a replica of the Wupa Research Center decor, and that costs 2 construction XP. You can unlock things like the Terrain Remodeling Blueprint Pack, and this will give you blueprints for fences, roads, and carpets. There's also this here, which is the Comfortable Seating Blueprint Pack. So I think this is very cool that you can just like level up as you go and get items. There's also this one here, which is pretty cool. It's a Whimsical Small Scene Blueprint Pack, which is really cool. Same thing with planting. So I have 2 of the planting XP here, and then I can use them. So if I want to get seed boost, this increases the skill speed. And then I can use 1 of the XP to unlock it. And then also the same thing here. So range boost, increases the skill range. And then I have 1 more. Might as well just go and unlock that as well. And then as you go, you can unlock more items. So speaking of hobbies, to get to your hobbies, you press the V button on your keyboard and it opens up this little wheel here. So we have construction, planting, dance, and performance. The only one that's not here is cooking. That's just because cooking, you actually use the stove, and then you can use this kitchen counter as well. So we'll go over cooking first. It is actually quite easy to do. You just walk up to the stove and then it will ask you to put in the ingredients. So we can go ahead and add 2 ingredients here, and then you just press cook. And then for this one, all you have to do is like wait. For over here, for the kitchen counter, this one you actually have like a little animation that you have to do. So we're gonna go ahead and put this berry in here and then press cook. And then each time it does pop up this to tell you what to do. And you just have to press spacebar twice. And that is pretty much it. I wish that we can batch do them, because having to go in each time and then see this and then do the animation each time can get a little like tedious. But other than that, it is a very easy hobby and I don't mind it. I do like cooking a lot, so I don't really mind this cooking animation. I find that it's cute. Next we have the construction. So the construction is pretty easy. There is a top-down version. I do find that this one is a little bit harder to work with. I personally don't enjoy using it as much as the player version of it. I find that building or placing stuff down the player mode works a lot better than the top down. So this might be something that they have to work on. I wish we could zoom out a bit more. And then also I wish I could maybe like move the camera a little bit better. That's the only thing. But other than that, if we go back to the player mode, we have our furniture, terrain, wallpaper, and houses. Everything is pretty simple to place. So if I want to go ahead and place down another cooking stand, I just click on it and then place it. To move it, you just press it up again. You can rotate it, and then you can also cancel it if you want to remove it. So I feel like it's pretty easy to work with. Even same with the houses. Like if you want to move a house, it's super simple. You just click on it and then you can move it however you would like. In this game, we actually don't build houses. We get the houses pre-built for us. We're mainly just decorating, so like putting down the tiles here, decorating with like fences, stuff like that, making the area look really nice, building a little village for everybody. So, and you can also decorate inside the houses as well. So you're able to use all the furniture inside the house and decorate it however you would like. So there are also wallpapers. I don't have any at the moment, but you'll be able to change the wallpapers. You'll be able to change the ceiling as well as the floor and everything like that. So there is a lot you can do with the construction. And so next we have the planting. So for the planting, you're able to plant the seeds. So this, you're only able to plant it over in this area on the balcony from what I've been able to find. I haven't been able to plant anywhere else, but you can easily plant seeds And they're like in a nice little row. So you can get all of your seeds there. And then you'll press number 2 to start watering them. So you pull out your little watering can and then you'll start watering them, which is actually super fast. I really like that. And then you will add sunshine onto them, which is really cute. And then they start to grow. The only thing is that I wish that there was some sort of indication on how long it took for them to grow, because from what I've been able to see, it doesn't really tell you. So I have some seeds here and it doesn't tell you how long they take to actually grow. So that is the only thing, because I've been waiting for some seeds to grow for at least like a day now, and they're still working on it, so I'm not too sure. I didn't water them for a little bit because I didn't realize I had to water them again. There was no indication other than if I actually go into the planting and then like put the watering can near it, then it would show that it needs to be watered. Right now they don't, but you would know by walking up to it and then it would say that the plant needs to be watered. None of these need to be watered, luckily, but yeah, that's the only thing, is that I just hope that in the future it would give us some indication on how long these actually took to grow. And then next we have performance. Performance is actually pretty difficult. You are able just to play just regularly if you want to, play a bit. You can switch which instrument. So I have a guitar as well. So if you want to play the guitar, and then if you really want, you could go up to the sheet music and you can play different songs. I actually found this kind of difficult and I will show you why. So it's like Guitar Hero or like those like rhythm games, but oh my gosh, I'm very bad at them personally. And one of the problems is that you can't really see when the purple squares go down. So I think that's definitely something that they would need to work on, because they are very difficult to see and there's just so much going on. Like these are definitely, it's not for me personally. I do think it is cute to have. If you don't want to use your keyboard, you can press on the little music notes. But yeah, I definitely think they need to make those purple squares a little bit darker so that people can see them a bit better. But other than that, it's cute. And then we have dance, which is where you can, choose a little dance track here. You can practice the track. I find this very easy to do. There's really not a whole lot to it. You just start dancing, and then when the circles come up, you just kind of press it. I don't know if there's any more difficult levels. I'm not really a fan of these types of hobbies. I just do them because, the game wants you to. It's not really for me, but it is easy. It is cute having a little dance hobby. So, and look at the little guy in the back. His eyes are so cracked out. I cannot look at him. He's coming closer. What is he doing? And then that's it. The next thing I want to talk about is Wupa Woods. So this is an area where you're actually able to hang out with other players, which is really fun. You can hang out and chat, you can dance, you can perform, do the performances. You're able to play mini games as well. So there is a mini game where you jump on mushrooms and collect spores. There's another mini game where you pop balloons and try to fill up the balloon meters, which is really fun. So I do think it is a really fun area. This is also where you're going to collect most, if not all, of your items. So things like petals, you can collect dewdrops, stuff like that. And this is also the area where you're going to meet your NPCs, so the other minis. And when you meet a new mini, they're going to have little question marks where their name would be. And then this is where you actually get to chat with them, exchange phone numbers, so that later you can invite them over to stay at your homestead. So this is a really fun area. I'm excited to see what else they do. I do think it is really cool. Everything is really like overgrown in this area. So there's a lot of flowers. There's the sun rays. So there's actually a way that you can collect sun rays in a bottle and collect it, which is really neat. I thought that was a really cute idea since we are miniature. I do like that. You can also, again, collect the dewdrops, which I think is really cool. Collect giant petals, spider webs, moss, all that fun stuff there. So this is like the main area that you'd be going into when you're not hanging out at your home. So this is like more of a social area. So the last thing I want to talk about here is something called a Demeteoris. This is like a dungeon that you actually get to run with your friends, or you can do it solo if you would like. I have ran it solo and I did find it difficult to actually complete it because basically you have a sanity meter on the top of your screen, and as you go through the levels, your sanity will go down. And it seems like it would be easy because there's not a whole lot going on as of yet. There's not a lot of monsters, and the monsters are considered the Woopas, but they're kind of more like a monster has taken over the Woopas. They're not like regular Woopas. So you have to hit them with the lollipop, or you can hit them with your slingshot. And you're trying to go through and collect the items like the Stardust fragments. You can collect cards, like the playing cards in there. And as you go through each level, it actually gets harder because it's bigger, there's more areas, and then your sanity starts to run out quite quickly. So I actually haven't been able to finish a full one yet. And even if I ran it with one of my friends, Tanny, and it was just her and I was really slow, but I thought this was really interesting that they've added this in here. So like an MMO dungeon that you can run with friends, get extra loot, and when you're done, you actually get these things called Star Mark coins. So you get Star Mark coins and you can use them at the Star Mark shop. So it's just right here. And this is where you're going to be in the dungeon. I thought this was really neat to have. So you can get some extra materials, you can get some furniture items, and you can also sell if you would want. But I thought having extra furniture items was really cool. And also, this is a really fun way to hang out with your friends and get to meet people as well. So I thought this was pretty cool, and it's something that I just wanted to mention. So overall, honestly, I've had a really fun time getting to play the alpha for Animula Nook. It already feels like a game that has a lot of really great ideas. Even though there are a few things that still need some polishing, it doesn't feel like an empty game. There is things that you can do. I do like the multiplayer aspect of it and the dungeons and the different games they're trying to add. I've had a really enjoyable time playing, and this is definitely going to be a game that I keep my eye on when it does get released. I will be covering it. But yeah, those are my first impressions. Let me know what you guys think of Animula Nook so far, and if it's a game that you're excited for. And with that being said, I hope you guys have such an amazing day, and I will see you later. Bye!